Hey Cachers, Derek here at Break 6 Clan. Today we are going to be building another PVC Gadget cache with only needing a measuring device and a drill. Let's get started. Alright, so the Gadget cache that we're going to be creating today is a reverse Plinko game. Now, you've seen the Plinko boards set for a lot of different events where you put the disc at the top and it bounces down through the pegs. Well, this is a reverse one. There are no pegs to say, but we're going to be using a PVC and we're going to be putting holes in it so that you can use nails to get your preform up out of the top of the PVC. So and that's what we're going to be making today. So let's get started. Now the first thing that you need to do is I'm going to run some tape across it all the way down so that I can mark on the tape to get those holes set in place. So I've got the blue tape on my PVC now, but before I go any further, I need to drill a hole in the cap that's going to go on the bottom of this PVC. That way, if there's water that ever gets trapped in here, it'll come out at the bottom and it'll release. So I'm going to drill that hole, and then that'll allow me to mark exactly where the holes will start. But I also need to put in a stopper so your preform doesn't go all the way in here. And I need the cap done so I can get that done as well. Okay, so I've got the bolt in place. Now I did have to use some pliers just because I couldn't get my fingers up in there to hold the nut to get in there. So, okay, sorry. This one requires maybe 3 tools. If you need to use some pliers or some like regular pliers or some needle nose pliers just to hold that nut when you drill it in. Sorry, so not two parts, but maybe 3 if you don't have small enough, long enough fingers to hold that nut in place. All right, so that's gonna keep the preform from coming out. So I'll put the preform in and see, it keeps it from coming all the way down to the bottom so that you can actually start being able to manipulate it up the pipe again. The next step is to mark the pipe with lines. And what we're gonna be doing is the holes for the pipe are gonna be every inch, okay? But they're gonna be a ½ inch away from each other, aside horizontally, and they're gonna be staggered. So they're gonna be, when I do the lines, the first one's gonna be marked at 1 inch on one side, every inch on one side. The second one's gonna be marked at a ½ inch, then 1½ inches, and 2½ inches, and 3½ inches, 4½ inches. So it's gonna have that stagger all the way up so that you can use your tots to manipulate that preform out of the top of the tube. Okay, so now the lines are marked on the PVC, and now the next step is we just gotta start drilling the holes on all those little marks that we've made. Now, I'm gonna be using a 3/8 inch drill bit. Now, the reason why I'm using this, it's a lot bigger than these nails, but for some reason, as we know, sometimes tots disappear. So I wanted to make it big enough that you could use a standard pencil to actually be able to manipulate the preform back up. So kind of a backup plan in case those tots missing, you can put on the description page. Bring 2 standard pencils just in case. All right, so now all the holes are drilled in this, and let me tell you, that made a huge mess of PVC going all over the place. Now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna secure it back here to this pole. Normally I'd go out to the backyard and secure it to one of my posts back there, but it's raining today, so I'm gonna secure it to here, and I'm gonna show you how you manipulate the preform up to get it out. All right, so that is how you get that manipulated all the way up there. Holy cow, that took probably about 4 to 5 minutes just to get it up there. So really fun, really easy to make, but can be very difficult out there, especially if your tots keep slipping and it drops just a little bit down. All right, so I cannot take credit for creating this. Once again, I got this idea from the truck, and he's out in Pennsylvania, so you know what, drop him a line and say thank you. But I wanna know, have you found a Gadget PVC cache like this, the reverse Plinko? If so, leave me a comment down below. I'd love to hear you. Now, please, don't go anywhere, but go check out another one of these videos just right over here and find the story behind the cache.